As to what's happening in the market, where things are going, and what people are feeling. So let's have a look. So let's start off with where we always start off, which is looking at the past and looking at where we're at now. The chart you see in front of you are showings for the last 90 days, and they're current. It's all the showings up until yesterday. And so this is before COVID-19, big drop off, and now we're slowly starting to see the new reality of where we are, with some insight into that things continue to trend slightly upwards. So so part of what we're going to be going through today is talking about how things are looking, and similar to the last two videos that we did, it appears that showings at the very least continue to trend upwards. And not only showings, but it appears that offers are following that same path, a bit more jaggedly, but it appears that that offers and showings continue to trend upwards this week, or should I say last week. Okay, so that's the 90-day view, showings, the new reality of where showings and offers are at. Let's now have a look at the last 30 days. So over the last 30 days, basically the whole month of April, we can now definitely start to see this trend forming. The highs of each week are starting to get higher, and the lows of each week are starting to also trend higher. So we're starting to see over the last 30 days that showings are trending upwards, and we'll talk about what those numbers look like in percentages in a minute. So showings are trending upwards over the last 30 days. Offer registrations are trending upwards, which is somewhat promising. New MLS listings are basically holding still. So it's our prediction, and it's a pretty safe thing to say, that as showings and as offers increase, so will the amount of solds happening. All right, so showings over the last 30 days, which I think is the most meaningful predictive analytic of where the market's going in terms of activity, has continued to trend upwards, which is interesting. Showings are up 63.5% over the same period last month, and that seems like a huge jump in showings. In this new COVID-19 environment, we're up 64% in terms of showing volume, which is a considerable amount. And so the same goes for offers registered. We're up 47% month over month. New MLS listings, month over month, we're down 4.9%, which is not a lot. And sold listings are down 19.5%. So this is this week's month over month view of this week, of this month, compared to the same week of last month. So last week compared to the previous interval, the week of the month before, showings were down 64%, offers down 51%, new MLS listings 56%. And the reason why the numbers are so drastically different is because the week before, when we were comparing, let's say, this interval, we were actually comparing it to this interval here. So it's still starkly different. So as we continue to move forward in time, the month over month stats will seem very promising, but they're actually still considerably down, but moving in a good direction to increased activity. So all in all, everything continues to move in an upward fashion. It's either considerably up or continuing to trend higher up, even though it still remains down as it pertains to solds. So yeah, again, not that this is good news, because all good news revolves around the state of COVID-19 and what infection numbers are, because only until that problem is solved will we understand the real implications as it pertains to buyer sentiment and seller sentiment, supply and demand. So we don't know anything yet. We're just looking at small trends as they pertain to the data that we have available. So just keep that top of mind. Another interesting stat, when we look at more closely this week versus last week, so not month over month, it's literally this last 7 days that passed compared to the previous 7 days, all numbers are up. Showings are up 19%, offer registrations 23%, new MLS 8%, new exclusives 16%, and sold listings are up 4.1%. So again, things are gradually trending upwards as COVID-19 gets better, as stay-at-home orders are lifted. I think we're all of the expectation that this is going to get considerably better over the next few months, but stay tuned. We'll get back to you with some more stats. So this is it for today, guys.